So most of you guys would have seen that there's new legends coming out on the Xbox and actually maybe the PS4. So today I'm going to run through some potential legends that are going to be put on the game sometime soon. So the first possible player is Sami Abdullah Al-Jabbar, who will be the first Asian legend to be in the game. He spent since 1989, he's played in the Saudi league for Al Hilal, being the best Saudi league. He played 290 games and scored 202 goals, which is absolutely amazing professional football. But he's an amazing player. I think he'll only get an 86 rated card because he hasn't really played in the top leagues. But he is a very, very prolific goal scorer, so he'll be pretty decent to use. I think he'll have a bit of pace on him as well. But as you can see there, some of his great goals in that little corner. So another possible player is Dunga, who is obviously a Brazilian CDM, rating 91, and there's a lovely free kick by Dunga there. But anyway, he managed Brazil twice between 2006 and 2010, and he managed them between 2014 to 2016. He made 91 appearances for Brazil and scored 6 times in the process. That is not too bad at all. Obviously, some of them are going to be free kick goals, as you can see in that little box there. But he has played domestically in Brazil, Italy, Germany, and Japan later on in his career. He obviously a goal for his Japanese team there, but he played for Japan in like 1999 into 2000, but he also won the World Cup in 1994, which is obviously great for him, and he's a great manager, a great player. I really don't know why he's not a legend already. So Fernando Morientes, a player that's played for Spain since under 18s to senior level. He has played in the senior team. He's played 47 times, scoring 27 goals, which is an amazing record for a national team player. He also played for Liverpool in the English leagues between 2005 and 2006. He came in just after they won the Champions League, so I don't know whether they came into some money and they actually paid for him a bit there. But he's won 3 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid in the early 2000s and late 1990s. He also has played domestically in Spain with Real Madrid, France with Monaco, and England with Liverpool in 2005. He didn't have the greatest records with Liverpool. He's played 41 games and only scored 8, bearing in mind he's a striker. But everywhere else he's really performed well. Obviously, he wouldn't be getting this legend card if he didn't perform well anywhere else. He's quite a good header with the ball, as I've just seen him score 2 headers in that little clip in the bottom right. But anyway, he's a great player and I reckon he'll get a Legends card very soon. So Hidetoshi, I don't know how you say that, but Nakata is probably the best Japanese footballer, apparently, according to a few people on the internet. But he's apparently the best Japanese player ever. He's played mostly in Italy, but he's played 77 times for the Japanese national team in a 10-year career, and he's scored 11 times, which is also pretty decent. He's played for amazing teams in Italy like Fiorentina and Roma, and he's also played a lot in Japan at the start of his career. He also made a brief appearance in the Premier League in 2005 and 2006 at the same time which Fernando Morientes played there, for Bolton Wanderers, playing 21 games. That's not too bad at all. But anyway, he retired at the age of 29, which shows he's made a massive impact on Japanese football in that short career, which is only 10 years. Apparently he just fell out of love with football, which is fair enough, to be honest. You can't go on just playing football just for the money. That's when you produce bad players. But anyway, he's a cam and he's going to be 86 rated along with Sami Al-Jabbar. So Lilian Thuram, the most capped French player in history, a 90 rated centre-back, probably on the game. He has played for amazing teams. Only played for 4 teams in his entire 17-year career, but he's played for amazing teams. He's played for Monaco, Juventus, and Barcelona, and he also played for Parma, which isn't too good, isn't as good as the other teams, but they're not even a team anymore, so don't need to worry about them. But anyway, he is the most capped French player, obviously playing 142 times for his country, which isn't too bad at all. Actually, that's actually amazing. But also he's played 645 times in his 17-year career for 4 teams, so he's pretty much been a club legend for each team he's been at. He also won the World Cup in 1998 with France, and he won the Serie A twice and the Euros in 2000, so a pretty good legend and a pretty experienced player, obviously, as he's played a 17-year career up to when he's about 41. So the next player is Romario, who actually played, who was actually a legend in FIFA 14, but apparently they lost a licensing to him or something like that, which is a bit weird, but I'm not too sure what happened there. He's played in Brazil, Holland, Spain, Qatar, USA and Australia, so he's had a massive career, obviously, across different continents in that. So he's only 5'5½", so that is a bit strange for a striker to score so many but only be so small. But his most successful time was when he was in Europe, playing for PSV and Barcelona, where in total he played 153 games and scored 130 goals. So that is amazing. Obviously professional football, especially those days where it was a bit hard, it was a bit more of a physical game, especially when he was only 5'5". But he's now a federal deputy for Rio de Janeiro, so he's something to do with politics, but I'm not too sure what that is. But anyway, he definitely should be a legend, he definitely should be brought back into the game. So last but most definitely not least, we have Diego Maradona, who I predict will have a 94 rated card at striker, which will be pretty decent for him. Obviously he's only 5'5", same as Romario, which was very impressive as it was a physical game back then, a more physical game than it is now. But anyway, he's most famous for playing in Barcelona and obviously for his national team. He played 36 games and scored 22 playing for Barcelona, which is pretty decent. But he played for his national team 91 times, scoring 34 goals. So he retired early from international football after a drug scandal, after he did a dodgy celebration against Greece, which I'll show on the screen now. He looks like a crazed man. He looks like he could kill someone at any moment, and he was randomly selected for a drugs test after that, and he tested positive for some kind of performance enhancing drug. Then he's obviously managed Argentina between 2008 and 2010, when he managed them in the World Cup in 2010, obviously. But I reckon he's not as good as Pele, I don't think he'll be, and obviously him being a striker will mean he doesn't have that many all-round stats, so he'll only be a 94 rated, I'll predict. But anyway, he'll be a pretty decent card to have. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you are new around here. If you think I missed anyone, please put it down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.